sì nel mio penare, amando penerò, ma sempre vamerò, sì, sì nel mio penare, venerò, vamerò, lucicare. Tenero povero, lucicare. Senza spene di diletto, vano affetto e il sospirare. Senza spene di diletto, vano affetto e il sospirare. Ma i vostri dolci rai, chi vagheggiar può mai, non valare. Ma i vostri dolci rai, chi vagheggiar può mai, non valare. Venero valerò, lucicare. Venero vamerò, lucicare.
Good morning, teacher. I hope everything is well with you. I performed Per la Gloria d'Adorarvi together with Professor Moulton. So far, this has been the most difficult piece I've encountered since I started learning breath control with you. I always thought I was keeping my voice at the softest possible volume, ending phrases gently, smiling naturally, keeping my abdomen firm as iron, minimizing mouth movement, relaxing my jaw, and allowing my hands to move naturally with the breath, just like Professor Moulton. I tried singing it 3 times. The first time, I tried placing everything in the chest. Although the result wasn't bad, I felt like I was drowning and thought I could still do better. The second time, I tried placing everything in the abdomen. It felt better than the first attempt, but in some parts, I still felt the breath was too high. The final time, I imagined my breath going all the way down to my toes, and yes, the result was that my singing and breathing felt as relaxed as speaking. My abdomen had never felt so engaged, my toes were moving with the breath, and my legs had never felt so grounded. I look forward to your feedback. Thank you very much, teacher. Very good. It's clear that you've put effort into your vocal training. First, I looked up Moulton, and I must say he sings quite well. Among the many so-called tenors out there, he stands out as someone who actually uses correct vocal technique. That speaks to his level, and it's very good that you're learning from him. However, you've chosen the wrong piece to work on. I'll explain why shortly. Right now, your progress is very noticeable, especially in the second half of each phrase. However, your attack, the beginning of each phrase, is still incorrect. As I've said many times, the first note should be sung at half the volume, gently, and with placement in the chest. If you listen to how Moulton sings, his vocal placement is completely different from yours. You need to study that. Don't force resonance in your mouth cavity. Don't worry if the sound seems small or lacks resonance at this stage. You're working on breath control, not on creating a final vocal effect. you're still not able to distinguish clearly between what Moulton does and what you do. Now, here's the issue. You shouldn't be working on this area. It does nothing to support your development in breath technique. The more you sing it, the worse it will become. It will only expose more technical problems. That's my honest advice. You're welcome to ask Moulton about it too. I've told you before, don't pick pieces that are too difficult for where you are now. I once asked you a question which you still haven't answered. Why is the dynamic control, the variation in volume and intensity, so uneven throughout your singing? You need to think deeply about this. Your greatest improvement has been in sustained notes with soft endings and vibrato. Those are quite well done, but the beginning of every phrase is always too abrupt, lacking gentleness. If you continue working only on this aria, even for 3 months or 6 months, you will not make progress. Moulton sings it very well, better than many other tenors. He has the breath support to handle this piece, but you don't, not yet. So you shouldn't be singing it. Look at the tenors who do sing this aria. They're mostly singers I do not recognize as part of the true bel canto tradition, with the exception of Moulton. You need to think seriously about choosing appropriate repertoire. Not everything Moulton sings is suitable for you. Some of it is. For example, Warren Moulton sings Tosti's Chanson de l'Adieu. That's a song that truly develops breath technique. But some pieces, like Per la Gloria de Dorarvi, are not. To be honest, I personally cannot even listen to that aria all the way through. And you must ask yourself, why is it that 100% of the great historical bel canto tenors never performed this piece? I've been reflecting on why the aria Per la Gloria da Dorarvi is rarely performed by true Italian bel canto tenors. Apart from Beniamino Gigli, few historically orthodox bel canto singers have chosen to sing it. In my view, that's because this piece is fundamentally ill-suited to the Italian bel canto tenor voice. First of all, the rhythm is fast and the phrases are short and abrupt. Just as the voice begins to open up, there's barely time to establish breath support or resonance before moving on to the next phrase. This kind of musical writing does not allow for the core elements of bel canto technique: long breath arcs, unified chest and head resonance, and fluid, continuous tone to be developed. Simply put, the bel canto doesn't even have time to emerge before the phrase is over. The musical structure itself does not support the bel canto breathing system. Secondly, the placement of the diction is very forward, more suited to mask resonance and agile articulation than to deep breath support and the vertical resonance structure that connects the entire upper body. In this sense, it resembles more a vocalize or an aria antica used for language training than a true artistic aria capable of carrying the emotional and technical weight of bel canto singing. I believe Gigli recorded this piece as a showpiece to demonstrate his command of rhythm and diction. His vocal technique is naturally front-placed, with exaggerated trumpet-like mouth shapes and a tone that resonates predominantly in the mouth, nasal cavity, and behind the upper teeth. For him, singing this front-placed piece was relatively easy. But that doesn't mean the aria is suitable for bel canto. Gigli himself has never been the most universally admired exemplar of the bel canto tradition. Historical assessments of his technique have always been mixed. By contrast, tenors who truly embodied the bel canto ideal, such as Lauri Volpi, Corelli, Martinelli, Bonasoli, and Cecchele, never performed this piece. The reason is actually very simple. The aria offers no breathing space, no line support, no emotional flow, and no depth of resonance structure. Many tenors who do sing this aria aren't actually part of the Italian bel canto tradition. They are mostly non-native Italian speakers who use pieces like this to practice diction and rhythm. The motivation behind choosing this aria is language training, not vocal artistry. So my conclusion is clear. Per la Gloria da Dorarvi is not a piece that showcases the art of Italian bel canto. It's merely a study piece for rhythmic diction and articulation. It lacks the structural space, breath tension, and emotional breadth that bel canto requires. That's why true bel canto tenors have naturally avoided it. Let me know if